everybody, and welcome to Meals with Melissa, where I give you great recipes that are simple, easy, and healthy. So, I do a lot of nutritional counseling and trying to help people eat healthier and better because, we don't just eat for calories. I mean, yes, it's fuel, but we eat for nutrients. And sweet potatoes and yams are one of the most awesome complex carbohydrates because they're nutrient dense, they taste great, and you don't have to, I'm not talking about the ones in a can. Like, you don't think Thanksgiving and like lots of marshmallows and sugar on them. We want a healthier version. So today we're going to do my daughter Aspen's, one of her best recipes yet. The girl comes up with some amazing things. Just keep watching because we'll bring some more of those out. So today we're gonna do Parmesan, a little bit of garlic, sweet potatoes. It's really great, especially if you like the salty sweet option, though that flavor, it's a really great one for that. So first thing we're gonna do, you can get yams at almost any grocery store. Of course, the season for them is coming up. What I find fascinating is in this day and age, you could get almost any produce year round. Of course, they're grown all over the world and shipped in. Now, there's some downsides to that because, of course, now you're getting something that has either been sprayed with something to keep it fresh, or it's just not as nutrient dense as, the product should be. Now, your best option is to grow it yourself, which I'm working on my own little garden right now. So what we're gonna do today, I've already you got the oven preheating to 400 degrees, and I've used my favorite all-time tool for cooking, which is, I can't even think today. Welcome to Saturday. It's just gonna be one of those days. Parchment paper, because you know what? It just makes for super easy cleanup. And when you have a big family, that makes it great. So super easy to do. What we're gonna do is now these are sweet potatoes. You can use sweet potatoes or yams. They're actually very, very similar. Maybe just a little bit in natural sugars, but you're going to cut. Now the recipe itself calls for 2 large sweet potatoes, but in my house we kind of like the smaller ones because they're a little easier. That way we're not making huge amounts, but you can make these in advance and put them in the fridge and eat them later. The best part of that is that when you cook and then cool a sweet potato or a yam, it creates a resistant starch, which means it doesn't break down into sugar in your bloodstream quite as fast. So we're gonna cut this super, super thin, and we're gonna put it all over our pan. And I started cutting it. I do have one to show you. I've already cooked it. This is the one recipe that whenever she makes it, we all start snitching off the pan and she gets mad because it's pretty awesome. Now, on this one, I'm not gonna give you amounts when it comes to the spices that we're gonna put on it, but after, once or twice, you're gonna figure out what level of sweet and saltiness that you choose and how much garlic and how much Parmesan that you really want. Now, the great thing today is I had the majority of these ingredients in my house already, which is a great thing. We tend to eat pretty healthy and pretty clean around here. Even throughout this pandemic, it hasn't really been difficult to find the things that we need. But one of the things that I have done is decided to start growing my own vegetables, primarily because then I can control how fresh they are. And of course, for me, they're organic because I don't spray them with any pesticides. Okay, so I'm gonna put these all over my plate or my tray here, my pan. Now, usually we make a great big batch, but I already made part of a batch today to show you. So we're just gonna throw it on there. And of course, I have these smaller pans, which work out great. All right, so we're gonna take a few things. Number one, I'm going to take some cooking spray. Now, at my house, we use either olive oil or coconut oil. Don't worry, Aspen, I'm gonna buy some more. Coconut oil pan spray, but I don't even use the spray very often. I prefer, because they have some aerosols and some things in them that I don't really care for health-wise. But for this particular instance, I'm gonna use this because I need it to stick to the sweet potatoes. After that, I'm gonna add some Himalayan pink salt. We buy that in bulk at Costco. See, I have a big family, so it works. Although I hate going to Costco. We have a love-hate relationship. That's just kind of how that rolls. I'm gonna do a little bit of pepper, okay? A little bit of garlic powder. And since I already used salt, I don't want to use garlic salt. But this just gives it a little bit of an interesting kick. Okay, then I'm also going to use some parsley flakes, some dried parsley flakes. Now, I figured out the easier way to do this is to actually dump a little bit in my hand and then put it where I want it versus shake it over the pan and it goes everywhere. Okay, this way I can put it right directly on top of my sweet potato pieces. Super simple. And then last but not least, I'm going to add some Parmesan. Now you can do fresh Parmesan, you can do grated Parmesan. Like I said, I'm just gonna use what I have already in my house. That way I didn't even have to go to the store in order to make this. So I'm just gonna use the produced grated Parmesan cheese. Now I am going to put some in my hand. I don't know if you've noticed, this likes to clump up a little bit, and I don't want the great big clumps on my tray. So I'm just going to mush it up a little bit. Is that a technical term? Mush. All right, and then I'm going to put it directly on top of my, and I'll show you in just a second. I know you can't completely see it right here, so I'll put this directly on top of my sweet potatoes. You guys, this is so good. I personally like mine super crispy with just a little bit browned edges. And we're gonna do that through the broiler after you cook it for about 25 minutes. So here's how it looks. They're ready to go in the oven. So you're gonna put it in the oven, 400 degrees, for about 25 minutes, and then broil it on high for 2 to 3 minutes, or just till you have the darkness and the crispiness that you choose. And you can keep these in the fridge. Yeah, they won't be quite as crispy, but they're still so good. A lot of people enjoy these. So it's just a really great, easy way. You know, sometimes it's just hard to eat some of the healthier foods because you don't know how to cook them. So that is the goal here. We want you to eat as clean and healthy as possible. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have some of the things that you love. You know, eating a slice of cake or a bowl of ice cream once in a while is okay. It's when you eat those every day, all week long, and I'm not talking about every meal. I'm talking about even just once a day, every day. That can actually lead up to some issues, some health issues. So make sure that you're eating as clean and healthy as you can, so when you do eat those things that aren't quite as healthy, that they don't risk your health or create any issues. So hopefully you enjoyed this recipe. Let me know. Leave a comment down below. If you have any questions or have a great recipe, please feel free to direct message me. I love these ideas. I love to educate for free. This all should be common knowledge. You can also see almost every video I've ever done on Facebook on my YouTube channel under Fillmore Fitness. You are absolutely welcome to go there, subscribe, and watch as many as you want. Have an incredible weekend, you guys. Enjoy the sun while it's still up. Fall is coming. Not complaining. Have a good day. Stay healthy, my friends.